you're filming now. Okay, I'm taking it off. I'm taking it off too. So,
Hi.
Hi. I'm Brent. I'm Mordant.
This is my first video blog, and in case you don't know, my name is Suzu Tran, and I decided to join these two in some vlogging.
These two nuts.
And luckily enough, I managed to catch the most interesting people in my life, one of which is Mordant.
Or Mordant Ron.
And Brent Walker, my partner. And so far in the past hour, we've had an awesome time asking each other unusual questions, mostly listening to the two of them talk about themselves, which is really
Vain.
incredibly vain, but very thought-provoking, considering how they've turned a lot of their experiences in their lives from being tumultuous to being incredibly positive, which is some things that most people don't even do in their own lifetimes.
Now, in our defense, we were talking about ourselves on a podcast. We're podcasting.
Right, so we're supposed to talk about it.
That's right. It's not just an excuse to talk about ourselves.
We're sharing our experience, strength, and hope with others.
We would talk about ourselves anyways.
Yes, we would.
But
I often do.
vanity is the spice of life.
Well,
it is.
You know, I call it self-promotion. You know, it's part of being a successful photographer is promoting yourself. So that's what I do. It has nothing to do with the fact that I like to talk about myself.
Think about it as a part of self-love. You should love yourself.
Yes, which I also do regularly.
So I guess
You will know.
so I guess the bigger question that your demographic really wants to know, those who love to laugh or love the arts or simply just want to be a little bit more inspired to be themselves.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what would you like to achieve in this lifetime? It doesn't matter if it's, you know, incredibly outlandish or anything, but what would you like to ultimately achieve?
To me, the secret of life, everyone's like, what's the secret of life? What's the secret of life? To me, the secret of life is know thyself. I think Socrates said that. It's basically getting to know you. You know, I liked there was an Anne Rice quote that from her Vampire Lestat series, and it's like the older that you get, the more and more you become yourself. So as we're getting older, as we're getting wiser, it's just really get to know who you are and enjoy this life. You know, we're all spiritual beings having human experiences.
What about you, Brent?
He stole what I was going to say.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, what he said. No, I think that to learn to, we talked about ego a lot, and to learn to drop the ego and to learn to be kind in all situations and not have to be right is a huge part of what I want to achieve in this lifetime. And that is on the spiritual side. On the ego side, you know, what I would like to do is I would like to leave a positive mark on the world with my work, you know, and that is ego. But I just, you know, and not something super sappy positive. I mean, a lot of what I do is outlandish, and you know, but I want for people to
outlandish.
Right. I want to be me, like he was talking about, you know, and I want to express that, and I want to do it without limitations that the world and that I sometimes put on myself. I want to just create, and hopefully I'll leave some of that behind, and hopefully a couple of people will inspire.
You know, there's a quote that comes to mind when you guys say, you know, these really self-affirming and sort of affirming an affirmation to everyone else is, it sounds really like you guys want to be, what is it, be the change that you want to be in the world?
Be the change that you see in others, that you want to see in others. Be the change that you want to see in others.
Gandhi.
I think Mahatma Gandhi.
Right.
Mahatma Gandhi.
And then later Freddie Mercury.
Later.
That's an inside Facebook joke.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that Mahatma guy.
That Mahatma guy, not the rice.
No.
And you were talking about kindness. I like one of the quotes I've come across recently is from the Dalai Lama. My religion is simple. My religion is kindness.
Yeah, and you know, the person that pops into my mind is Nelson Mandela. You know, for somebody to be in prison for however long he was in prison, 25, 30 years, it's come out being kind and forgiving. To me, those are the evolved people on the planet right now, and the people that I look up to. The Dalai Lama is a brilliant example. You know, to be displaced from a land, watching millions of his people being killed, and still have love, compassion, and kindness in his heart for the Chinese is just an amazing thing. So, inspiring for sure.
So outside of your own spiritual realms and your own work realms, what do you guys do when you're not, you know,
Being all self-helpy,
Self-helpy.
or
no,
funny,
or funny or
photography.
artistic or what I mean? Do you guys have anything that you do outside of that, like some knitting?
And yeah, I used to knit in 1976. I learned to knit.
I can crochet.
I can't crochet. I can't knit anymore, but I was, I was gonna knit an American flag for the centennial, and then only got part of the white stripe. So that's not what I do. Wait, no.
So what do you do then?
I don't know. I like to. I read. I don't juggle. I do. No. I do whip. I do whips. Bull whips.
Yeah, I heard that about you.
Yes. I like to go to the gym, read movies, play stupid video games sometimes.
Self-love.
Meditation.
Any video games you recommend out there for people?
No, because they just, lately, but what I like to say is that lately I'm leveling me up. Instead of leveling up my character in the virtual world, I've been doing things to level me up. So I've been playing social media a lot lately, vlogging, doing video stuff, and I'm talking a lot. You should answer something.
Now, what was the question?
What do you do when you're not,
When I'm not working or...
When you're not working.
I'm always working. I mean, I'm always thinking of the next idea, and really that's my hobby and my job. And I'm always trying to come up with new ideas. That I've been working on this new website just
Voraciously.
I'm not the best coder in the world, but I am trying to figure all this out on my own and trying to get this thing up and running. And I've always got, part of the thing that keeps me growing and keeps me fueled is always coming up with a new idea. And once I get done with this website, it'll be on to something else. And I am grateful to have a partner that I can do that with. And
so one of the things you do is working on the relationship with your partner.
I do.
Enjoying that.
It's very important to me. We talked a little bit about that
in the podcast.
And earlier tonight at IHOP.
Yeah. IHOP brings out a lot of spiritual conversation.
Right. When you're woofing down that 4 eggs with.
Hollandaise.
Hollandaise. We had like a vat of hollandaise sauce on the table. I spend time with my partner doing things. I love going to thrift stores, Goodwill, because you find cool shit like this.
You found this at Goodwill?
No, I found this. I'll give her a plug because she's awesome. There's a store on Ponce de Leon in Atlanta, Georgia called Scarlet Loves Retro. And she has the coolest stuff. She had this Elvis head too, and this Marilyn Monroe head that she got from Mardi Gras. She just got cool stuff. But yeah, I go to thrift stores a lot. I go to junk stores a lot. I love to find. I'm a flea market whore. I love going to all those places and finding hidden treasures.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. You're like,
and I use them as props.
Yeah.
I find a way to use them. My idea for that whole series was inspired by me walking in her store and seeing these and thinking, oh my God, how cool would it be to get naked shots of people wearing these heads all over town?
Now, where can you see these shots?
Now you can see them at BrentWalkerPhoto.com. Thank you for the plug.
Sure. You can also see photos of him on Facebook at LuckyPinup.com.
Put Lucky Pinup in the search. I'm sure you'll find
excellent
Pinup on Facebook.
And
LuckyPinup.com. And coming soon, ImpartLit.com. IMPARTLIT.com.
So, Mordant, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at MordantWorld.com, and that's where the podcast is going to show up at. It's actually a relatively new website that we're still working on. But I'm also on Facebook, facebook.com/MordantWorld.
So I guess we would highly suggest that you become friends of Lucky Pinup and Mordant World.
Excellent.
Both excellent gentlemen, both funny people. Adore them to death, especially. Oh, God. But
in case y'all missed that, she was pointing.
Not at Mordant.
Not at